Hello, my name is Mrs. Overish, and this is Math Mania for first and second graders. I am so glad you're here today. Every time you see me pop up on your screen, you know you're going to be learning something new in math. Today, we're going to be talking about place value, and not just place value of your ones and tens, but place value all the way to the hundreds place. You are going to need a piece of paper, actually 2 pieces of paper, a pencil, and then some markers and crayons if you have them at home. Let's talk about our I can statement. Here we have, I can identify the hundreds, tens, and ones place in a 3-digit number. Let's break that apart because it's kind of wordy, right? If I think about this word identify, I can identify, what does that mean? Ooh, I hear my teacher use it. Seems like a lot of adults use that word identify. What are some words that we could put in place of that instead of using the word identify? What about the word find? Or see? We can find lots of words that we can replace the word identify with. Let's see if by using that word find, it changes the meaning of our statement. I can find the hundreds, tens, and ones place in a 3-digit number. It sounds pretty good. And that's all you're going to be doing today. You're going to be finding the numbers that are in those place values. We also have 3-digit number. We know that a 3-digit number is a number with 3 separate digits. They aren't separated by anything. There's no decimals or anything like that. It is a 3-digit number. It could have all the same number. It could be 3 different numbers. So we're going to practice today with a 3-digit number. We are going to be using 2 math tools today. And math tools are things that we use to practice new things. And so today we're going to be using this place value mat that I put on our board. You might have practiced this with your teacher in school, maybe just with the tens and the ones place. But our place value mat helps us organize and identify the place value and the things that go in there. We're also going to be using these ones cubes, tens rods, and hundreds flats today. And you might not have these at home, but I'm going to show you how you can draw them yourself later on in the lesson. These show us and represent the numbers that are in the different place values. So our ones cubes represent 1 little cube. Our tens rods represent 10 ones, because in 1 10 rod is 10 ones. If I were to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, each rod has 10 little ones cubes. And then finally our hundreds flats. And our 100 flats, if I were to sit here and count it up, which would kind of take me a while. Maybe I could try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not going to do that. You guys just have to take my word for it, okay? Each one of these has 100 little ones cubes, because a hundreds flat or a 1 in the hundreds place is the same as 100 little ones cubes. We're going to practice putting these into their specific spots today with different 3-digit numbers. And we have the number 234. That's a pretty big number. When I'm looking at a new big number for the first time, I like to think of it as looking or at how I look at a new big word for the first time. You know, when we first see a word, maybe the word's dog. I love dogs. We look at dog. We really slow it down, right? We look at each individual part. Well, we do the same thing with numbers as well. So when I think of this number, 234, if I start from my left and I say it slowly, I have 234. And if I listen really closely, they're actually telling me the value of each number in its place. So I look first, and the first thing I heard was 200. So I'm going to underline this 2, and guess what? This is the number that's in our hundreds place. I can come over here to my place value mat, and I can put a 2 on the hundreds spot. Now, I'm not going to just leave a 2. I want to represent it with my models here. And I'm going to put 2 hundreds flats in this spot, because each hundreds flat has 100. So if I need to represent 200, I'm going to need to put 2 separate hundreds flats. If I were to count these up, I have 100, 200. Now let's go back to the number. I started by saying 234. Well, the next spot gave me the value of my next number. I hear 30 in the next spot. Well, really, I see a 3 in the tens place, but 3 tens equals 30. So if I come to my place value mat and I put a 3 in the tens column, I know I need to represent that with 30. Well, I'm not going to put 30 ones cubes and a hundreds flat's too big, so I'm going to use 3 tens rods. 1, 2, 3. And if I were to count up all the ones cubes, I'd have 10 in each. So 10, 20, 30. And then the last one, we hear 234. Well, that 4, it's telling me its value. It is 4 or 4 ones. So my 4 is sitting in the ones place. I can come over here and put my 4. And then let's go ahead and put my little 4 ones cubes up above. Now, if I wanted to take the time and count all the ones cubes that are on my board, I would get 234 because I have 2 sets of 100 or 200, 3 sets of 10s or 30, and 4 ones or 234. Let's say we have the number 162. What number is in the hundreds place? What number do you see? What number do you hear that's in the hundreds place? That's right, we hear 162. So we know we have 1 in the hundreds place. So I can pull all these other guys off. Boop. And now I have 100s flat to represent my 100 ones that are in the number 100. I come back over here, 162. I wonder what number is going to be in the tens place. That's right, it's our number 6 is in the tens place. And when we said the number, we heard 60 because 6 tens is 60. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And would you guys count those tens with me to make sure it says 60 when we're done? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Nice job. The number 162 ends with how many ones we have. So how many ones cubes do I need to have in my last and final box? That's right, 2. So represented on the board is 162. Now you guys are going to practice with me. So this is where that piece of paper comes into play. All you need is a plain old piece of paper. And we're going to fold it into thirds. So that means that when we unfold it, we'll have 3 columns, just like the hundreds chart you see on the board, or the place value mat you see on the board. All right, we're going to go ahead and fold her up. The best way to do this is roll her up like she's a burrito. You guys, I can't do it. There we go. And if I look inside, I kind of just want these pieces to be pretty similar in length, and then I crease it. And the best thing about this is that it doesn't have to be perfect at all. Mine is definitely crooked, but when I open it up, it's gonna do the job I need it to do. I have 3 individual spots. The last thing you're gonna fold is I want you to fold up at the bottom. Oh, let's say maybe 1 inch, maybe think of half your pinky. And you're gonna fold it up and give her a crease and then fold it down. This way you have a really nice spot to write hundreds, tens, and ones. When you're finished, it'll look something like this. I went ahead and took my pencil and drew over my creases just to make sure I kept everything really nice and separate. Makes your work look pretty neat. So I wrote hundreds, tens, ones, and on the back, hundreds, tens, and ones. When you are ready, we're gonna get our pencil, and we're not gonna use these anymore because we are going to draw our hundreds flats, our tens rods, and our ones cubes all by ourselves. Let's do the number 258. This is gonna be the last one we do, so I want you to kind of try it on your own first. 258. So think, what number are you going to put in our hundreds place? How many hundreds flats or squares are you going to draw? What number are you going to put in the tens place? How many 10 rods do you need? And what does that equal? What's the value of that? And what number are you going to put in our ones place? And how many of those little itty bitty ones cubes are you going to draw? I see that we have a 2 in the hundreds place. So I'm going to come over here and put a 2. I'm going to draw my 2 big squares that equal my hundreds. 100, 200. And then I look over here, I see that there is a 5 in my tens place. So I know I need to write a 5 in my tens column. And I'm going to draw 5 10 rods. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And I do my best to make them even. So when I look back at my work, I knew exactly what I was trying to draw. And the last one is my 8 in my ones place. And this is fun because I get to draw 8 little tiny cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew, I got kind of messy there at the end because I was so excited. So I have a challenge for you. I made a place value donut. And let me tell you, it made me hungry just looking at it. So here's my place value donut. On my place value donut, I have my hundreds flats, my tens rods, and my ones cubes. What number did I represent on my place value donut? Make sure you count up all your hundreds, your tens, and the ones. So I made 354 on my place value donut. Now, I want you to make your own donut and make sure you put on all those yummy toppings, also known as your hundreds flats, your tens rods, and your ones cubes. And I want you to find someone to challenge, just like I just challenged you. Can you trick someone at home? Can you teach them how to find the hundreds, tens, and ones place of a 3-digit number? I think you can. I can't wait to see your place value donuts that you made, and I hope that that doesn't make you as hungry as it made me, because oh my gosh, it made me pretty hungry. All right, well, that concludes our lesson for today. I enjoy talking with you guys about place value, and I will see you next week. My name is Mrs. Overish, and this is Math Mania.